What is up and welcome back, and today we got the D.O.N issue number 4, and I am going to say out the bat, it didn't fit my playstyle and I didn't feel too comfortable in it, but that doesn't mean that maybe this shoe isn't going to work for you. So with that said, let's get into some details of this shoe. Here's a close-up of the aesthetics, and personally I wasn't too blown away with the design of this shoe. To me this shoe kind of looks like a regular kind of normal type basketball shoe with the design, but like they say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so if you think this shoe looks good, props to you. I'm all for it. Now we talk about the upper, the material for the upper. It is going to be this kind of synthetic textile material. And as I can tell, after expecting the shoe, you're not going to get a lot of ventilation through the shoe. So if it's a concern for you, for your feet to get warm, this shoe is not going to get or do a good job of allowing a lot of airflow. So have that in mind. Also, what I do like about this shoe, it has a lot of structure, as you can tell. The shoe looks really firm and kind of bulky, and you do get what you see, as you can tell. It is real firm, and the material doesn't move a whole lot. So that's a plus on the shoe, and it has this fused material to help out right here for toe drags, and then this fused material around the laces that's going to help out with the structure of the shoe. Not just that, but if we take a look at the cushioning, you are going to get this medium type cushioning around the collar area, and then for the tongue you are going to get a firm tongue as well. It's not going to be a flimsy tongue, but the thickness of the tongue is going to be between thin and medium, but leaning more towards the thin side. So have that in mind with this shoe. Now we look at the lacing system. It does a good job of securing your foot, so don't worry about that, but I do have to mention something. It only does a good job of securing your feet if you use these holes, these inserts that are up top, okay? Because the shoe doesn't come laced up with these top inserts. It comes laced up down here, but then you can move it up top. So I feel that with Adidas shoes, you have to do this a lot in their basketball shoes. So make sure you do this if you're looking for that nice secure lockdown for your ankle especially. And then in my case, for this shoe, I had to tighten up the shoe really tight in order to get the feel that I like. So I should want to put that disclaimer out there. But the shoe does a real good job with we mentioned the padding, right? This padding supports that lockdown, so all that works together. And one thing I wanted everybody to be aware of is this shoe, it does come with a heel counter, but it's not going to be a high heel counter. As you can tell, when we press down on the back of the shoe, it does bend a whole lot, you can see that. And the heel counter kind of begins from this Adidas, underneath the Adidas logo, moving down. You do feel that firmness. Now we take a look at the lower portion of the shoe. For the cushioning, you are going to have full length light strike, as you can tell, this white section right here. And especially in the back area, you are going to have a nice sizable amount, so that's going to help you out for those landings. I know a lot of people sometimes like the boost for the back and the light strike in the front, but for this shoe you have that whole setup for the entire shoe. But you make up with it with how thick it is in the back. Okay, so you can see that right there. And one of the reasons why you feel you're a little bit higher in this shoe, because it also comes with a light strike strobe inside. And you can see it right there with the wording. We're going to do the effect so you can see it. So all that's going to work together with that feeling that puts you a little bit higher off the ground. But you are going to have a lot of cushioning, so you're going to have no problems if you want to be explosive and jump real high and for those hard landings. This is the traction that we're going to be working with. It does feel real good. It feels nice and solid, and it's hard rubber. So you're not going to have any problems outdoors and indoors. It is going to do very good. Just make sure if you're collecting too much dust that you're dusting. And I do like the layout. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the herringbone layout, but in data form. And you can see that right there. I also didn't want to forget to mention the shank plate. You can see it right there. It's going to be that transparent type color. And it extends on the outside of the shoe. We can turn it around. It's going to be very similar to the Trae Young 2, and they both come from Adidas. So this shoe is going to support very good a heavier type guy, especially with how wide the bottom is. You can see that. So you're not going to have any problems in those areas. And now we're going to talk about the sizing. So if you are narrow or medium and you want that super snug feel that sometimes people like, make sure you go a half size down. And if you are a wide footer, also go true to size and you're going to get that nice snug feel. But if you're looking to get a little bit more room, if you are narrow or medium, just go true to size. And same thing if you're a wide foot. If you're looking for a little bit extra room, if you're extra wide, just go a half size up. And that's going to help out with the sizing. So overall, why I wasn't feeling this shoe, because it does look big and bulky, and it is also somewhat elevated. And to me, I like to be a little bit lower to the ground and have a shoe that doesn't feel like it's kind of dragging me down. So that's why those were hard passes for me. Also, like we talked about, in my case, in order to get a real good lockdown, I had to tighten up the laces real tight, and to me that was kind of bothering the comfort of my feet. So again, all those things were turnoffs for me, but that doesn't mean that this shoe maybe isn't going to work for you, because if you like a shoe that feels really solid and you like wide base, then this shoe might work for you, especially if you're a bigger type guy or maybe you're super explosive. This shoe is going to be able to contain all that energy. So with that said, these were the D.O.N issue number 4, and these shoes go for 120 USD. And like always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.